Hi, thanks for tuning in to Easy Cooking and Living with Ria. I'm going to show you how to spatchcock a chicken and how to get the most crispiest skin and juicy chicken and with tons of flavor. If you're trying to impress someone, I recommend you try this recipe. This one is a winner. So let's get started. For this recipe, I'm going to use a 3-pound chicken. We want to be sure to use a chicken that's going to be able to fit into a cast iron skillet. I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven at 500 degrees with the cast iron skillet in the oven while we prepare the chicken. Now let's prepare our chicken. So I already washed the chicken, so now we're just going to pat it dry. You can also put it in the fridge and let it air chill for about an hour so all the water can dry up. We're going to flip the bird over and we're going to dry up all the water in the back as well. You're going to need a sharp pair of scissors because we're going to use this pair of scissors to cut alongside the backbone of this chicken. So that's how we're going to spatchcock. Spatchcocking a chicken really means to split open the chicken to be able to lay it flat in order to get a nice even temperature all throughout the bird. So we're cutting right alongside the backbone right here. So we're going to lift the chicken and we're just going to cut right along. It's pretty easy. You can use a knife if you don't have a sharp pair of scissors. I use these scissors in my kitchen all the time and I use it for herbs. I use it for cutting chicken. It works perfectly. It's faster and easier and it cuts through the bone. So right here we already got the first piece cut. We're going to go ahead and cut the other side and then we will be ready to season our chicken. As I mentioned, we're going to use a cast iron skillet. Right now the cast iron skillet is being preheated in the oven, and having a preheated skillet will also help this bird to cook evenly all throughout. So right here, I am almost done cutting this backbone piece out. You can actually save this and freeze it and collect pieces of chicken that you can make chicken stock with later on, but I'm just going to throw it out in the garbage for now. We're going to just wipe down the insides and then we're going to just season well. Be sure to always wash your hands with soap and water before you touch anything else. I'm going to use this butcher knife right here to just split open the breastbone, just so we can be able to lay this chicken flat on the cast iron skillet. It makes it so much easier for cooking evenly throughout. Now we're going to season with some coarse salt. I'm using some pink Himalayan salt right here, and we're just going to get it all over. And now we're going to use some cracked black pepper, and then I'm going to use some garlic powder and just sprinkle some all over the back of this chicken, and then we're going to just rub it in to the chicken. So I'm going to have the exact measurements listed in the description below if you want to see exactly how much seasoning I used. And then this is some onion powder that I'm just going to sprinkle on. It's pretty simple and easy. Once we have our bird really nice and seasoned in the back, we're going to flip it over and I'm going to just loosen up the skin a little bit like this. That way I can just season underneath the skin with some salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. So I like a really nice seasoned chicken. And now you want to make sure that your thighs and drumsticks are facing inside like this. And then we're going to just tuck the wingtip underneath the bird like this. You don't need any strings to tie up your bird. This is a really easy technique for just tucking the wingtip underneath the bird like this. It looks really nice and pretty. And then we're going to just salt it and pepper it, and we're going to get ready to throw it in the oven. Here's our beautiful bird seasoned and ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to remove the hot skillet from the oven and I'm going to lower the temperature to 450 degrees. And now we're going to go ahead and place our chicken breast side down into the hot skillet. The skillet is so nice and hot. You can hear how the bird is sizzling. We're just going to press it down and we're going to place it back in the oven for 30 minutes. While our chicken is in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and mince up some garlic. I have about 4 cloves of garlic here. I love to use a lot of garlic. So what we're going to do is make a butter, garlic, rosemary topping for our chicken once it's cooked through for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and mince my garlic. So I already chopped up my garlic into small pieces, and I'm just pressing the knife down with my hand like this and just mincing my garlic up like so. I'm just going to go ahead and put this aside, and then we're going to just chop up some rosemary really nice and finely. I picked this rosemary from my herb garden. I love using fresh herbs when I cook. So we're just going to chop this up really nice and fine. You're going to love this sauce that I'm about to make, and we're going to baste our chicken with it once it's cooked for 30 minutes, and then we're going to throw it back into the oven. What I'm making right here, gives the chicken so much flavor. Now I have this skillet on medium heat. We're going to add the butter and olive oil, and we're going to give it a good stir and let this get nice and melted. And then we're going to add our minced garlic and finely chopped rosemary to the mix and give it a good stir. So you want to just stir this for about 30 seconds. We're really not cooking it that long, and we're going to take it off the heat. I went ahead and removed the chicken, and I'm going to use a spatula to go ahead and flip the bird. It's looking so good. Look at this chicken. It's coming along so good. And then we're going to just baste our chicken. This is going to help the skin to get really nice and crispy on the outside. And with the rosemary and garlic in there and the butter, it adds so much flavor to this chicken. I'm telling you, you're going to love this. And if you're trying to impress somebody, this is the recipe to make for them. This smells so good. We're going to pop it back in the oven for another 10 minutes to brown up. And here we have it. Our chicken is finished. Look at the golden brown color that we have. It's nice and crispy. We're going to remove it from the pan, and we're just going to place it on this cutting board right here. And we're going to just let it sit here for about 15 to 20 minutes so all the juices settles back into the bird. Now, what we're going to do is take the reserve amount of liquid that we have in the pan that we cook the chicken in, and I'm going to just place it into my fat separator right here. If you don't have a fat separator, that's fine. Just use a bowl, and you can just skim the fat off the top. So what I'm going to use with this liquid, we're going to make a nice brown gravy to go over our chicken. So in the same pan that we used to roast the chicken, we're going to add about a teaspoon of butter and a teaspoon of flour, and we're just going to stir it with a whisk together. Be sure to use something to hold on to the pan with. You don't want to burn your hands because this pan is really hot. It just came out of the oven. So we're stirring until the butter is melted and the flour is cooked, and then we're going to just start pouring our liquids in. So I'm just going to pour my liquids in, and we're just going to slowly pour and whisk at the same time so it's not lumpy. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to add some chicken stock in there because obviously the chicken did not let out a lot of liquids. We just want the liquids that we did have to give flavor, and then we're just adding our own chicken stock. So I'm using 1 cup of chicken stock, and I'm pouring slowly and stirring constantly so we have no lumps. I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of my liquids. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up. It's looking so good and it smells so delicious. So that's pretty much how you make gravy. This is so good. It smells so delicious. Our chicken has been resting for about 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and carve. We're going to carve the legs and thighs off. As you can see, it's already kind of falling off. And then we're going to cut off the wings. And then we're going to cut the breast. And I'm actually going to show you how we're going to cut the breast. I'm going to cut down the middle first. And then we're going to just cut on both sides of each breast meat so we can get a nice chunk of breast. And then we're going to just slice it up. And it's going to be ready to serve like this. So delicious, so juicy. This chicken has so much flavor. Let me know in the comments below if you did try this recipe. Let me know how you like it. Please give me a thumbs up if you're liking this recipe. And I'm hungry and ready to eat. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's our roasted spatchcock chicken. It is so easy to make, so delicious. I love doing this technique with the chicken before roasting because it allows the chicken to cook evenly and it's so fast. So let's give my chicken a try. This gravy is the best. Let's try it. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Yeah, this is so delicious. I love the garlic and the rosemary together. It is so delicious, so juicy. The easiest roasted chicken you can make. So damn good. I hope you guys like this recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. If you're still watching, please leave me a thumbs up or smiley face comment so I know that you made it through the end of this video. I hope you like this recipe. If you try it, trust me, it's gonna be a winner. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and it's your first time watching my channel, please hit that subscribe button and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.